Help wildlife. Check text line 53.
From your friends at Five Alive, Jack Bowen, Jerry Harris, Jerry Park, Wayne Shannon. This is Five Alive News.
Good afternoon. New figures out today show a steep slump in new home construction, down 11% last month.
And housing starts are a prime economic barometer. Ron Stahl is live in our newsroom to report that the situation in Oklahoma is even worse. Ron?
Well, that's right, Jack and Jerry. This national drop in housing starts isn't new to us here in Oklahoma. Our downturn here started some time back. There's still a lot of houses being built, but it's nothing like it was just a couple of years ago. Then we had what might have been called a building boom. Back in 1983, for example, there were about 15,000 single-family dwellings built in our state. But that changed radically during 1984. The figures aren't complete yet, but it appears that last year the figures shrank to less than 10,000, and that worries home builders.
The entire state has got to get a positive attitude on what we're going to do for business and industry, what we're going to do in this state to move it forward and to catch up with the rest of the states. What are we going to do in high tech? How are we going to diversify in this state? And those things must come about within 3 months, or else we're going to be in serious trouble, and we're going to see a financial crisis in this state.
Cravens also says that it's going to take some major changes in the economy to make things better for Oklahoma builders. He adds that now, while we don't have a housing glut to speak of, we certainly do have a surplus of single-family dwellings, Jack and Jerry.
Well, Ron, with all those houses, it would appear to be a buyer's market at this point.
Well, it is sort of, Jerry. There are a lot of houses available, but a couple of things have Leo Cravens worried at this point. He says banks have begun to tighten credit restrictions, so fewer people are getting loans. And also, and it's been noticeable to most people around the country, that interest rates have begun to climb back up. And if that happens, it could seriously dent what's already a badly damaged housing market here in Oklahoma and the nation.
Ron, as you know, if you're looking to buy a house, there's an anxious group of people wanting to sell you one. The president of the Oklahoma Association of Realtors says prices are right and the interest rate's about as low as we've seen in years. The next 18 months, according to Jerry Gamble, should be full of activity.
The house prices have moderated. As we know, inflation is down, and the availability of mortgage money at very modest rates is available. So this is a great time for a home owner or a home buyer to purchase a home.
Gamble is uncertain if interest rates have bottomed out, but he says the house buying public seems to be tired of waiting and is ready now to buy. The U.S. Commerce Department says construction starts for apartments plunged more than 36% in February. In Oklahoma City, apartment construction is down from last year, but there is still an apartment glut. Five Alive's Holly Eccles has more on that story.
Apartment construction in Oklahoma City soared just when the oil industry went bust. In 1983, 651 permits were issued to build more than 7,000 units. In 1984, there were less than 300 building permits issued, but that was enough to flood the market with an additional 4,000 units. There are 75,000 apartments in Oklahoma City and vicinity right now.
Members of the Apartment Association of Central Oklahoma say that's about 3 times more apartments than the city needs. According to one association member, it could take 5 to 7 years before the demand outweighs the supply.
It's a consumer's market, and in many cases, it's a better deal to rent than to buy a home. The apartment glut is especially evident in northwest Oklahoma City. There, 13,000 units seem to sprout up overnight, but occupying the units is taking much longer. Yet construction continues because the contractor secured loans and bought the property before the market turned sour.
Apartment Association spokespersons say it doesn't make good economic sense to build now, that the apartment industry is barely breaking even, and it's a situation they don't expect to change for at least 2 years. Holly Eccles, 5 Alive News.
The MX missile program will continue to be funded after a very close vote in the past hour by the U.S. Senate. President Reagan has been pushing for the weapons system, and today's vote was seen as a crucial test of his working relationship with Congress on defense issues. The president had senators in for lunch today and made a trip to Capitol Hill for some personal lobbying. It obviously worked. The final tally showed 55 senators for continued funding and 45 against.
One of the crucial swing votes in President Reagan's MX victory was cast by an Oklahoma Democrat, Senator David Boren.
He joins us live via satellite now from Washington. And the obvious question for the senator, why vote with a group that opposed you tooth and nail on emergency farm relief?
We obviously have a problem, and we'll try to get back to Senator Boren as soon as we can get it corrected.
A new airline is coming to Oklahoma City. Ozark Airline announced today its DC-9s will be flying in and out of Will Rogers Airport in about a month.
Thanks for asking for the order. Beginning on April 15th, Ozark Airlines will inaugurate 3 round trips a day from Oklahoma City to St. Louis, Missouri, our home, our hub. We have an airplex in St. Louis, as we call it, a brand new facility that has made it convenient for the passengers to connect to other connecting flights out of St. Louis.
Morrison says 138 connecting flights will be offered out of St. Louis to 67 cities in the United States. Also continuing flights from Oklahoma City to New York, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Some special fares will be offered as well. A one-way ticket to St. Louis will cost $99 as opposed to the usual $190. Meanwhile, a Tulsa-based group is asking for more time to put together financing to buy Frontier Airlines. An offer for Frontier stock was made the first of this month by Joseph Freites, who heads a group of Frontier employees and other investors. Negotiations to buy continue, but the Freites group wants 60 days to nail down the money. Frontier Airlines lost more than $31 million last year.
Jerry, the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Department is trying to identify the body of a woman found this morning. The body was found at the bottom of a 40-foot embankment on the south side of the Turner Turnpike. A highway maintenance crew discovered the corpse 12 miles east of the Oklahoma City gate about 11 o'clock. Investigators are calling the case a homicide.
Initial investigation indicates that the female may have died as a result of a stab wound to the right rib cage area. It also appears that she received some cutting wounds to her left hand and forearm.
The victim is described as a white female, about 55 years old. Police say she had no identification on her. And a search continues for a hit-and-run driver in Oklahoma City. 21-year-old Bobby Ray Dunham's motorcycle fell over last night on the Northwest Expressway. As he set it upright, Dunham was hit and dragged more than 200 feet. He was pronounced dead at a local hospital. The driver of the car never stopped. Police are looking for a late-model dark brown Lincoln Continental.
Taking a look now at world and national news, Ohio's state legislature still hasn't come up with a plan allowing savings and loan institutions to reopen in that state. Millions of depositor dollars remain frozen in the dispute over whether or not Ohio's S&Ls should be required to carry federal deposit insurance. The fighting is still escalating between Iran and Iraq, as is the war of words. Iran says it will destroy the Iraqi capital of Baghdad unless the fighting ends, but Iraq says it will continue airstrikes against Iranian targets. President Reagan welcomed Raul Alfonsine to the White House today with a call for the spread of democracy. Reagan warned that the communism of Nicaragua must be kept out of Latin America. Alfonsine is more concerned about ways to cure his nation's 800% inflation rate, though. And ABC's Nightline forged new ground last night, bringing South African Foreign Minister R.F. Botha and Nobel Prize winner Desmond Tutu face-to-face for a debate on apartheid. Tutu likened the South African racial policy to Nazism. Botha said that was an affront to Afrikaners who fought against Germany in World War II. ABC has more world and national news following us at 5:30.
More 5 Alive at 5 first. And Wayne, what's this about some heavy weather on the way?
Well, we do have a chance of some heavy rains. In fact, a flash flood watch has been posted for parts of Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City. We'll tell you all about it in just a bit. Jerry?
Well, Wayne, as you know, in the spring, a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of love. George Steinbrenner's second love is his Yankees winning. I'll tell you about his first love a bit later in the teletip.
Okay, and Jerry, a little later, we'll take you on a seasonal excursion.
It is that time of year, tomorrow officially, when nature shows us her cover story. Stay with us.
Southwest Ford is crushing the competition with the best deals in Oklahoma. All this month, we're discounting Crown Victoria's $2,000. We're guaranteeing $3,000 trade-in on all full-size trucks. We're offering rebates from $300 to $500 on manual transmissions. Top that off with the best service in town and our guarantee of one-day service, and it's easy to see why Southwest Ford is always on top.
That's incredible!
Oh, that's Southwest Ford.
City and Southwest Ford.
Southwest, 59th and Penn.
If you don't buy your furniture from Bob Garrett's, you'll be throwing your money away. Big money, because we consistently have the lowest prices around. Visit the other stores, get their best prices, then hurry to 301 Southwestern, where you'll save on every item, not just a few advertised specials. And our interest rates are the lowest in town. And you may qualify for $2,500 instant credit with no money down. We're open every night till 8 and Sundays from 1 to 6 at Bob Garrett Furniture, 301 Southwestern.
You'd never guessed that I woke up with a stuffy nose, because now I'm fortified with the breathing relief of 4-way long-acting nasal spray. And I'm going to keep breathing freer all day. Because 4-Way's fortified to give up to 12 hours of all-day or all-night breathing relief from cold, sinus, or allergy congestion.
Fortify yourself with 4-way long-acting nasal spray from Bristol-Myers.
He's fortified.
Who makes La Machine that slices and dices so nice? Who makes La Machine the one you need to knead the dough? Who makes La Machine that grates so great? Who makes Polyperk, the most popular percolator in America?
There's no question, we're the answer. Regal and Moulinex Regal. We're making things better for you.
The wonder of a balloon. Children love to hold them. What joy they also find in letting them go. 5 Alive's Chris Bond reports the children at Millwood School were riding high today as they let 100 balloons fly.
A balloon in the hand of a child is excitement waiting to be unleashed.
Listen carefully. We're going to count 1, 2, and 3. Don't let it go. We're going to say 3, and then we're going to say launch, okay? And when you hear the word launch, we're all going to let them go.
This is fun, but it's also part of a reading program that helps children improve their reading and writing skills.
On each balloon is attached what the program is about, the school, the address, the child's name, and they're asking the finder to please send back the card and to the student whose name is on there.
It was real exciting. First we came out here, then we launched the balloons, then they went way over there. It could go to many states like Arizona, Washington. They said one of them landed in Washington.
Where these free-floating bursts of color will land, no one knows. But the one that travels farthest will earn a $500 prize for the school that let it fly. Chris Bond, 5 Alive News.
Have to look for one of those in our backyard.
No telling where with our wind.
What a beautiful blue sky, though, that they had.
Well, yes, but things have changed rapidly.
Oh,
If you look outside right now, we've gone to completely, I guess we would call it a leaden gray sky. And before long, we're going to have rain dropping from those clouds. They're not that far away, those rain showers, but at the moment it is dry in Oklahoma City with mostly cloudy skies and 64 degrees. Our winds are brisk. They're out of the south-southeast at 16 miles per hour. The relative humidity, 57%. Our barometric pressure is 2990 and falling. Now, we want to show you our satellite picture today. If we, there it is. Our satellite picture shows quite a bit of cloudiness encroaching in across the state today. We still had a little bit of, late this afternoon, some sunshine in parts of east central and southeastern Oklahoma, but that will diminish as we progress through the evening hours. The cloudiness is coming into the state because of a surface system sitting just here to the northwest, and even more importantly, in addition to that, an upper level system over the Intermountain West that is pushing our way. We do have high pressure east of us that is bringing up moisture from the Gulf, and that is fueling the cloudiness across the state and giving us our rain chances. As a matter of fact, we do have rain already in parts of the southern sections of the state. As you can see on the National Weather Service radar, look at this, quite a bit of shower activity all along the Red River, over around Lawton to Hobart, up from the Red River to Ardmore, up to Pauls Valley and Purcell, around Chickasha. This is all moving northeastward at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. It won't be long before it will be getting into the Oklahoma City area. What you see here at the present is just ground clutter, but we do have a pretty good chance of showers and a few thunderstorms. Now, I'm not looking for any severe weather tonight, but we could have some very heavy rain amounts, primarily in the southern one half of the state. And because of that, a flash flood watch has been posted for southern one half of Oklahoma for tonight and for much of the same area for tomorrow. But let's take a look at our early morning lows. They were quite mild. Readings in the 40s just about everywhere, even 51 degrees for an overnight low at Ardmore. That's 50 degrees and 51 at Ponca City. Oklahoma City had 45. Now this afternoon, readings have been generally in the 60s. A little bit cooler at Lawton with 59, but very pleasant, mild, a little bit breezy. Out of the south today, winds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. They will stay strong tonight. We'll have a wind shift as that frontal system now positioned out in the northwestern sections of the state will come through tomorrow. We'll turn to northeasterly winds, and that will help make it just a little bit chillier. Now, here's our forecast across the state tonight. Do you see the darker shaded area? Now, this is the area of the state that is included in the flash flood watch for tonight, and this does include Oklahoma City. Our lows tonight will range anywhere from the upper 30s to the mid-50s. Now, look how the flash flood watch area changes tomorrow. It is eliminated in the southwestern sections of the state, but for central and southeastern Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City, the flash flood watch will continue for tomorrow with highs in the state from the upper 40s to near 60. Here's Oklahoma City's forecast. Tonight, we will have rain and thunderstorms, some possibly heavy, with 48 for a low, southeasterly winds 12 to 22. Tomorrow, same story. 57 will be the high, northeasterly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then tomorrow night, the rain will be ending sometime tomorrow evening with a 40-degree low and northerly winds 7 to 15 miles per hour. Again, no severe weather expected, but we could have some very heavy rain amounts. So anyone that has interest in low-lying areas, they should be advised.
Okay. Well, spring storms mean the swelter of a sooner summer can't be far away.
But the current season is a sight to behold, as we'll see next in Cover Story.
It's 5 below, but for me it's 101. I've got the flu and I ache. But I don't take aspirin anymore, or Tylenol. I choose Advil. Advil contains a non-prescription strength of ibuprofen. Doctors have prescribed ibuprofen 130 million times. And it's in Advil in non-prescription strength. Advil stops my headache, reduces fever, and relieves minor aches. If aspirin allergic, before taking Advil, ask your doctor. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
An important message from Pizza Hut.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, for a very short time, Pizza Hut is offering a large pizza for a medium charge, just for writing, make it a large, medium charge on a piece of paper and bringing it into Pizza Hut. It is that easy. Make it a large, medium charge on any piece of paper. Any questions?
Now at Pizza Hut, a large pizza for a medium charge when we get it in writing from you.
Think about having enough money for everything you've always wanted. That's financial independence, and you can have it through the successful real estate techniques of Dr. Albert Lowry.
The Seattle Times called him a real estate wonderkind.
Author of this 500,000 copy bestseller. Now, learn how you can have financial independence with real estate at a free Albert Lowry information lecture near you. And get this free real estate guide, yours when you attend. See your daily paper for where and when.
It's the Evans main event sale. Evans has more different living room groups than anyone else in Oklahoma, and now they're all on sale. This contemporary group has become one of our most popular. It's big and covered in durable Herculon velvet. The wood trim is solid oak. Yes, solid oak. The group is incredibly comfortable, and during the main event sale, we've slashed the price. Now the sofa is only $599, save $400. The love seat or matching chair and ottoman, just $549, save over $300 each. Incredible savings now at Evans, Oklahoma's furniture store.
In today's Cover Story, a look at something that happens every year but is always filled with fascination. You can see it and smell it in the air. Spring is splendidly emerging throughout Oklahoma. 5 Alive's reporter Bill Gallagher and photographer Chris Lee show us nature's rite of renewal.
The brown drab of winter. From a lonely weed to tall dead grass, underbrush and barren trees, the cold months of discontent leave their mark. But at first, almost without notice, spring's gentle finger touches and changes. The green of rejuvenation slowly but profoundly brings life to death. Then nature's colors tell the tale as spring speeds its pace. The buds and blossoms soak the sun, and with explosive charm, a season of content is upon us.
Oklahoma City, the word is out, and the word is muffins. Muffins is exactly what you've been looking for in a restaurant. Steaks, prime rib, seafood, and a Swiss steak so ugly, the chef serves it himself. And Muffins has muffins. Piping hot orange muffins served fresh from the oven with the glaze still melting over each and every one. All this and more served in an atmosphere of friendly elegance at prices so good you can enjoy muffins often. Spread the word. Muffins, 1 block east of Meridian, right behind Applewoods on Reno.
We'd like to thank someone special for seeing us through the tough times.
Thank you, America, New York to LA. Thank you, USA.
You saw us through, so we're thanking you with the Great American Truck Value, up to $500 cash back on selected Dodge trucks. And we back you up with America's only standard $550 protection plan on U.S.-built cars and trucks.
Thank you, America.
See Huneberg Dodge in Midwest City or Lynn Hickey Dodge on North May.
The Walmart way. The way you look, the way you smile. It's easy to see you've got style. Your eyes say something when there's nothing to say. You've got it all the Walmart way. You've got it, yes, you've got it. You've got the Walmart way. That's savings, that's real savings. That's the Walmart way.
Hi, tell the folks that Sight and Sound will not be undersold. Okay. But quietly.
Of course. Friends at Sight and Sound Appliance Centers, we never have a sale because our prices are lower 715 days a year. Yes, friends. Sight and Sound is blowing away the competition.
But what about the specials?
A General Electric automatic washer, just $278. A GE side-by-side refrigerator with ice dispenser, $948. And a GE dishwasher for only $248.
Hurry to Sight and Sound Appliance Centers with stores throughout Oklahoma.
A new campaign to slash the federal deficit is making Money Matters news this afternoon. 200 of our nation's biggest companies say they'll use brochures, letters, and speeches to urge Americans to pressure Congress and the White House for spending cuts. Meanwhile, the oil glut is showing up in the capacity of America's oil refineries. That capacity was down 4.8% last year, according to the Oil and Gas Journal, which is published in Tulsa. And West Coast members of the Writers Guild of America have endorsed a new contract with TV and movie producers. East Coast writers okayed it last week. The New York Stock Exchange has rallied today. The Dow Jones Industrials have closed this afternoon at 1,271, up 21 points.
A lot more Americans are getting their money's worth on long-distance phone calls thanks to that equal access rule. When the Bell breakup was ordered, it included a rule that allows cut-rate long-distance companies to use the OnePlus dialing system, previously a Bell exclusive. The nation's 7 regional phone companies now report that significant numbers of subscribers are bypassing AT&T, opting for cut-rate companies with 1+ dialing.
I'll tell you one organization that's not cut rate, the New York Yankees.
That's for sure.
They maybe have to become a little cut rate, the fact that they lost a little money last season. But I bet they make it back. I bet Steinbrenner does it. The New York Yankees did lose money last season, that according to principal owner George Steinbrenner. Now, they've got some new free agents, and they're looking forward to this season, especially Big George. Steinbrenner is a man who is used to getting what he wants, and what the Yankee owner wants more than anything else is to see his Yankees win. Since Steinbrenner bought the Yankees, his team has won 5 pennants and 2 world championships.
Winning is the second most important thing in life to me. First is breathing, and then comes winning.
Well, in his effort to be a winner, Steinbrenner has earned a reputation as a stern taskmaster. He sometimes refers to himself as the boss. If you work for George Steinbrenner, there's never any question about who's in charge.
I think the tattoo of being called the boss, and I believe that at times I'm the way I am. I'm very, very tough on my people. I'm a tough leader. I'm a disciplinarian, so I come out that way.
Steinbrenner seems to like the attention he gets as owner of the Yankees. His thoughts of what a ball player's life is like might surprise some of those who seek his autograph.
If they're a baseball player, they're not having to do too much. I mean, they get up in the morning, they're told what time to be on the bus. They get on the bus, they go to the ballpark, told what time to be dressed, what time to be on the field, what time is infield, what time is hitting, what time does the game start when the game's over, what time does the bus leave to go back to the hotel. Now, that's a pretty good life, because a lot of thinking is being done for you. And what I want my young men to do is when they're done playing baseball, I want them ready for the real world, which is no cakewalk. This is child stuff compared to what they're going to face out there.
I don't see a whole lot of difference. I'm told what time to go to work, what time I can leave, and all that sort of stuff. I don't think George has got that part of it in perspective. There's a little bit more to it than that, don't you think?
No chance of Billy Martin coming back, is there?
There's always the chance that Billy Martin will come back. Who knows? Maybe Yogi Berra's out and Billy's in halfway through the season.
Maybe.
What a case. Never can tell.
Coming up later on 5 Alive News at 6 o'clock, there's a baby war of sorts going on in our town. We'll explain at 6. But more 5 Alive News at 5 in just a moment.
It's Target's Big Sale, featuring enormous savings store-wide. Save big on Coronet paper towels. 2 rolls are only $1. Coronet bath tissue 4-packs are 5 for $4. Sony blank videotapes are only $5.99 each, or $3.99 after rebate. And get a Phillips refund of up to $5 on any oil filter when you buy a 12-pack of Trop Arctic, just 75 cents a quart. It's the big sale at Target.
Yo, Bob, say, what you got for worming cattle?
Hey, Billy. Worming? TBZ's what you need. TBZ gets the worms that steal the pounds, and it won't stress or set back your cattle. TBZ's the proven performer.
Do you really use TBZ?
Why, I have for 10 years. It always works on my cattle, and the facts about TBZ back me up.
He's right, you know. Okay, I'm sold. Say, how about an autograph?
You bet.
Just make that to Billy from Roger.
We'd like to thank someone special for seeing us through the tough times.
Thank you, America, New York to LA, thank USA.
You saw us through, so we're thanking you, America, with 8.8% financing on new 1984 and 85 Dodge Daytonas.
And we back you up with America's only standard 550 protection plan on U.S.-built cars and trucks.
Thank you, America.
See Hindenburg Dodge in Midwest City or Lynn Hickey Dodge on North May.
Red Lobster is now serving royalty.
About bloody time.
Alaskan king crab legs.
King, what about the Queen?
Order any entree, and for only $3.95, you get half a pound of Alaskan king crab legs.
I didn't know Alaska had a king.
A really regally royal taste. King crab legs at Red Lobster, $3.95.
I love a king with great legs.
Finally today, the kind of dilemma we'd all like to face. The town of Livonia, New York has more money than it can spend. Seems a wealthy resident of the village of 500 died and left a huge estate to Livonia. The interest alone is enough to eliminate all property taxes as well as fund new sidewalks and water and sewer systems. But the residents have already decided on the first priority for the funds. They'll spend money for a memorial built to honor the benefactor.
Very smart move on their part.
Yeah.
That's 5 Alive News at 5 for this Tuesday, but we have a lot more in store for you coming up on 5 Alive News at 6 o'clock, including the latest on a 2-year-old child in Midwest City who was severely burned in a house fire today. We'll also have some comfort